Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Layover Live, where we keep you informed on all the latest happenings in digital marketing. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Strategy and Insights here at Simpleview. And as always, I'm joined by my incredible, I know last time it was brilliant, but now it's incredible, co-host Sandee Jordan. So Sandee, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
You always kick off the show, so I never get a chance to attribute flattering adjectives to you. So let me take this moment to reintroduce you as my astute and erudite co-host, Jason Swick.
Whoa. That's because there's typically no flattering objectives or adjectives rather for me. Yeah. But thank you very much. I will take that. I'm going to have to look up one of those words, I think.
But I'll get you at the source.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That gives me the word of the day, which is super great. So, so happy to be back. Talking with you.
Before we get into today's episode, I wanted to ask you: have you been following the TikTok drama? What's your over under on a full-on ban?
Oh, here we go. So TikTok drama continues, right? I kind of, I don't know where to sit on that. Like, listen, the tool is incredible, right? It's a great platform. It's incredibly useful, but I understand some of the issues. I think it, in some ways, like, although it's good, in some ways, if it's bad for us, these are things we have to take into consideration, right? It's just the world that we live in today. So, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions. I'll leave that to the politicians, right? Let them go figure that stuff out. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, between the Universal Music Group takedown and this ban, I think it's going to be one of the most dramatic digital marketing stories out of 2024. So once the dust settles, I'm sure we'll do an episode on it. But for now, we'll just keep, munching the popcorn and watching the drama unfold.
That's it. Yeah, we should maybe make a little 15-second TikTok video about the drama.
We should, about the drama. Exactly.
That's it. Yeah. So let's keep the excitement alive. And speaking of exciting things, we're kind of right on the corner from Summit, right?
Just days away, right?
I know. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I think, we think about April. We think about Summit, at least here at Simpleview. It's an exciting time for one of us. And our annual conference this year is going to be in Milwaukee on April 7th through the 10th. And so this episode, Sandee and I wanted to get together to talk about the Summit a little bit. I know being an attendee, I think it's always important, Sandee, you know this too, like no matter what conference we go to, you want to certainly try to get the most out of it, right? And there's tons of sessions normally at conferences and at events. And I think one of the most challenging things is like, okay, how do I try to get the most out of it, right? And so since you and I typically are focused with this podcast more on digital marketing, we'll kind of look at it through that lens. But this year, being in Milwaukee, it's going to be at the Baird Center. I've never been to Milwaukee, so I'm pretty excited. Have you been to Milwaukee before?
No, I haven't. I'm super excited.
Oh, I know. I'm actually really, really looking forward to it. And being at the Baird Center, it sounds like it's one of the more technological convention facilities, which is always great, right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. So I'm not only looking forward to going to Summit this year, but also just spending some time around the city and exploring a little bit. Should be a really great time.
Yeah, we'll be right in the heart of downtown, so we'll be able to see where all the action is.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Not too much action. Let's not stay out too late. All right. This group
Summit goes.
Oh, I know. This group likes to have a good time, which is great. And we get a chance to see familiar faces and get down to things. But I think starting out with getting into this episode a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So we can make the most out of folks' time that are attending is maybe let's just start with some things to be aware of a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. It's a jam-packed week and there's a lot of educational opportunities. That's mostly, what Summit is about. And it starts on Sunday with these pre-conference workshops. They're covering CMS essentials. There's a CRM data boot camp.
Listen, and I think these are some of the most important things you can do at Summit, right? I think having the opportunity to like deep dive into subjects, certainly the session schedules are fantastic, but they're curated, right? And so having the ability to like get in there, work with other practitioners, be it in there with other folks just like yourselves and be able to network and talk about these things are fantastic, right? You and I have done these in sessions over the years and coordinate these things, and the feedback is always great on these. So again, go check that out at simpleviewsummit.com. So that covers, kind of pre-conference stuff, but Tuesday and Wednesday are really the official Summit conference days.
Right.
So, I think Sandee, getting into that and talking about the schedule, I thought it would be a cool idea to think about, 3 to 5 sessions that we wouldn't want people to miss.
Sure.
Okay? and I'm going to look at it through like a DM lens a little bit. I know you may branch out a little bit outside. That's okay, a little bit, but we have so much incredible content and amazing keynote speakers. And also it's a lot, but you can attend all those things. But I want to give you from a digital marketing perspective, and Sandee thought it'd be good as well, on some of those sessions that you got to attend. So Sandee, let's kind of go through our little list here and talk about that. So I'll kick it over to you for your number one.
Yeah, I mean, without even looking at the schedule, I know that every year that state of search for DMO session, that is so invaluable. It gets you caught up on the latest. It's a deep dive into industry specific, keyword opportunities, content creation, SERP features, GA4. There's so much great DM information in this session, and it's all from that travel tourism perspective. So I never miss that session.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? And Paul McLeod and Zach, I think, are doing that one. If I'm not mistaken, it should be a really good session. We've been doing it for years. It's one of the most attended, being that organic traffic is still the number one driver of sessions to a DMO's website.
That's right.
It is always well attended. So make sure you get to that one early so you can get your seat. That's a really, really good one. So let me give you mine now, right? So I know we got some special announcement type stuff that's going to be coming up. So people are going to want to check out Stephen Lopez's opening session keynote. They're good. Good Things Brewing is the name of the sessions. You're going to want to check that out, where we're going to kind of dive into how we've evolved with our digital marketing services and some new things that we have coming. I don't want to give too much away on that one. But that's going to be on Tuesday morning, one of our early morning sessions. So be sure to check out that one from Stephen Lopez and the team on that one. Okay. What do you got else? What else you got in the barrel that people
I always love the content sessions. There's a fantastic one on it's titled How SEO Content Creation Symbiosis Leads to Success. So that is just a really fancy way of saying that your SEO strategy and your content plan have to align. There's just no question there. So this session is going to teach you the hows and whys of aligning your SEO programs with your content calendar. And then to back that up, there's a session that follows that talks about aligning SEO with CRO strategies. So that's a winner as well. You see there's a trend here. These strategies, they all work in conjunction with each other. So the work of a DMO doesn't just end with getting people to a website. We need to create that healthy environment for engagement, and using these strategies together is the way that you do that.
Yeah, that's a great one, right? Again, I think it piggybacks off of your first suggestion with state of search, being able to now to get some more practical knowledge and how those things work together from a content and SEO perspective, I think is fantastic. So good one there. Definitely don't want to miss that one. Okay, I'm going to do
another one.
I'm doing my shameless plug, right? I got to push my stuff, I mean, it's so I think, one thing I think coming out of the morning is oftentimes we get DMOs asking us, how do I compare with other DMOs out there and like what they're doing? And, what help can I get to be more strategic with my approach? And so last year we kind of introduced in one of my sessions the concept of a digital maturity model, and having a digital maturity model as a way to self-assess how you're doing as a DMO from a digital marketing perspective, so that areas where you're strong and areas where maybe you can use some improvement. So building off of that from last year, I'm going to be doing a follow-up session where we'll review some of the things that I spoke about last year and the importance of understanding where you're at in digital maturity, because it will help you form a strategic roadmap for long-term growth. But I'm going to share with you now, because this thing's going to be ready to go in May. I'm going to share now with you what the report looks like and what the findings look like and what you can expect from that. So that's
very cool.
I've been working on that with Paul McLeod and his team over here on the insight side of things. And so I'm going to walk through that. That will be available, as I said, following Summit in May. So we'll be sending that out, but I want to give people a little sneak peek into that. So that's my number 2 with my shameless plug, Sandee.
Well, you know what? I'm going to piggyback on that shameless plug.
Okay.
I've got a little plug for myself. Simpleview Summit is a party every year. And, we have some drinks and some laughs and some edutainment is what I like to call it. But I'm doing one of those sessions at the end of the summit. It's Wednesday afternoon. We're going to do a digital marketing family feud.
Here we go.
Lots of drinks, lots of laughs.
Is Harvey coming or?
Yeah, we're going to bring the party. It's going to be a lot of fun. So look out for a survey. I'm sending a survey around to over 100 DMO professionals. And we are also hoping to get some of that feedback in to tie it into some education points in that session as well. But you'll see that survey in a couple of spots. You'll also find it in the Summit app. But we'll make sure to get that survey out to everybody so we can get all of that feedback in and have a really healthy conversation about the latest and the greatest marketing strategies that are working, not just in the DMO world, but how we can take those learnings from other industries to improve our own marketing plans.
All right. I always love those creative sessions that you have every year. Again, always well attended, Sandee. Those are super fun, interactive, and sometimes you would get the most insights out of those things because they're real, right? So I love doing that. Okay, one thing I'm gonna round this out, I think, with a session coming from Paul McLeod, right? I love one thing I love about Paul is Paul's able to take analytics and data and complex things and often explain them to a marketing audience in a very, very good way. And so Paul's got a data-driven destination session that he's going to be talking about ways to leverage analytics, geolocation data, talk about destination insights through our data engine and other things. So that's going to be the session that I think is going to be one that's pretty well attended and something that you can't miss. If we think about how data's been, since the pandemic, certainly looking at analytics and data was important well before that, but it's really evolved over the last few years. But also because it's evolved and the space has gotten crowded, it is also confusing at times.
For sure.
Of like, where should I be paying attention? What should I be looking at? So Paul will have a session around a lot of that to cover those things. And so I think you don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
And then naturally too, I want to make mention that, we wouldn't be a conference, I think, nowadays also if we didn't have some discussions around AI. So we'll be doing a panel around that as well at the end of, towards the end of the day. I think it's right before your family food, actually, Sandee, on Wednesday. And during that AI panel, we'll have an open discussion about AI and destination marketing. I always like practical use knowledge as well. As like, hey, cool, talking about theory, that's great, but like, how can I use this? So I've got some cool things I've done lately with custom GPTs. I know you like to use those too.
Me too. Yeah.
And I'm going to, I've actually got something to give away to people at that I think will be very, very
Ooh.
Yeah. I always like takeaways, right? I like to get a little something. So if you attend that panel session, I will have a very, very useful and cool takeaway for you that I think you'll really enjoy. So make sure you don't miss that one either.
I'm assuming I'm ineligible for this takeaway.
I'll probably let me sneak you in there, right? I mean, you're incredible and brilliant, as I said over the last two. So I think you might be able to get a front of the line pass there.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, how about maybe wrapping things up, Sandee? Let's go into like maybe some last minute takeaways. I know we talked a little bit about logistics and opening things up and got into some of the sessions from a digital marketing lens.
Sure.
You and I thought were can't miss. How about like last minute takeaways that people might want to know to get the most out of Summit?
Yeah, I think, one of the coolest features of Summit is our Ask an Expert booth. We have these tables set up with our subject matter experts from every department in our company. And they cover things, like the tech platforms, of course, and digital marketing, but even like website monetization with our destination travel network. So you'll be able to talk directly to the experts, ask them your very specific use cases and questions. It's a great way to get some one-on-one time with an expert from that particular field.
No, I agree. Those Ask an Experts are fantastic. I know also I think last minute takeaway is important to check out the keynote sessions, right? Because those are always good. And I think every year we just like top ourselves every single year. So definitely Tuesday morning, Dr. Stacia Thompson's going to be there talking, right? We've got closing Tuesday session from a comedian and New York Times bestselling author, Charlie Marins will be there. So that's pretty cool. And then there's something cool happening with Top Chef, I heard, or something.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a whole segment with a trio of culinary maestros. We're going to have it's Josh Albacrant and Paul Berlotta and Dan Jacobs. So they're going to be doing a Top Chef session as part of one of the keynotes.
Oh, that's super cool. So a little bit of something for everybody, right? And then we can't forget about that closing party, right?
Yeah. Yep. The closing party, that's going to be at the Harley Davidson Museum which I'm super pumped about, and bring some extra cash because they are going to open up the gift shop there for us as well. So you can get some Harley Davidson swag, but it is supposed to be an incredible space, an incredible venue. Super excited. And of course, what a summit without Flock of Sequels. So the team will be on stage again, rocking it out.
Like you guys always do. I know it's one of the most requested things from anybody. You are not going to have a voice, by the way, by the end of this thing.
Yeah, it happens every year, but shake it off. Just takes a day or so. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that's great. So listen, everyone. Hope this was useful. Hopefully it allows you to get the most out of your, at least from a digital marketing perspective at Summit. There is so much more to offer beyond just that. It is certainly I would feel like a users conference. So certainly those folks looking for more about our products around CRM, CMS, marketing automation, all the things that we do. It's certainly a great time to do that and use the networking that's available to you. We talk about that at every conference, but this is a chance for you to not only network with your peers and ask those questions and get answers. They probably have the same problems that you have. Right. So making sure that you're talking to them about those things, or just grab any of the Simpleview staff. This is probably outside of an annual retreat for us, this is probably the most you'll ever see Simpleview staff in one place at one time. So take advantage of that. Like, ask us questions. We're there to help you. We're helping you to get the most value out of not only the summit, but also our products and services at the same time. So just reach out to everybody and hit us up. And if I don't know you, come introduce yourself to Sandee.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, we want you to go home excited and inspired to market your destination. So any kinds of questions that we can ask, or any challenges you're having that we can help solve, bring us your questions. Let's talk through it.
Yes, absolutely. So with that, Sandee, I will probably see you before Summit.
I'm sure.
But until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe through Spotify or iTunes, through podcasts. If you want to check us out, we do appreciate it. It also helps out the channel. So we'll see you all next time, and hope you all have a great day.